Say it a lot.
Combustion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Been running the game with my team making plays. Talking 80, my G's, 100 jewels in this place. Surrounded by dogs, keep the quarterback safe. I'm the one with the plans, they gon' do what I say. The game is not over, we don't celebrate. In the end zone, we don't got no time in the wait. H-Town run down, we don't premeditate. We just go and get to it, we got them on skates. If the game going to overtime, kicking the overdrive, we gon' be first at the finish line. Play looking full, but I finish mine, can I get second? We gon' line up like it's dinner time. We put in work till we get us a ring. Super Bowl season, we running the scene. H-Town the home of the realest that breathe. Keep your face down when you talk to the king.
Yo, what up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Town Rundown. This is your boy AD, and I got my co-host in the building. We got Clayton in the building. What's up, fella? How you doing on this wonderful, wonderful Friday afternoon?
Blessed, man. Good to be here, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Look, the Houston Texans are trying to make us believers again.
Right.
They're trying to make us believers again. They're trying to get us in the belief mode, getting back to 500. They pulled off the magical run against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the comeback of the last half decade for the Houston
For
Texans.
real.
The second largest comeback in franchise history, coming back from 19 points down. They were down 19 going into the fourth quarter, and they came back and scored. I think it was 26 unanswered points. So yeah, the Houston Texans pulled off the amazing victory. Davis Mills with a late touchdown run. Many Mills. Y'all can call him many Mills all y'all want to. Hey, nah, nah,
hate.
nah, man. But definitely, man. It was a great game. I was in the building. It was one. I said it to my wife before. I said, because we've been to the playoff games, especially the last two home playoff games.
Yeah.
Those were some crazy, explosive playoff games and kind of blowout games for the Texans. But looking at that, this game was more exciting because you have the element of, oh, we came back. Oh, we did it. Like we won it.
Yeah.
And it coming down to, really the last seconds of the game for you winning the game. To me, that was more exciting than a blowout playoff game. So, again, I've said it before during the game, they were popping confetti. Jacksonville Jaguar fans were popping confetti. Teal and gold colored confetti was blowing in NRG Stadium in the third quarter. That's how they popped. That's how they started the fourth quarter, popping confetti.
That's crazy.
But definitely, man. What are your thoughts about the game?
Man, look, bro. Look, the game was what, 3-4 days ago, I think. But it's one of those things where, man, look, bro, we've seen so many games in this city go against us in the same way. If you've been watching Houston sports for even the season, you've seen a blown lead here or there. You've seen the Rockets 27 missed threes. You've seen the Astros in 2015. You've seen so many times where, heck, the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, Tom Brady against us. Like, we lose those games.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and we said it last week, right? You said that while you're not going to call a Texans win, you said, but at the same time, you hedged your bet by saying, like, they would win in the most Texans way possible, which they did.
Yeah.
When I first, bro, I'm not going to be long with it. When I first turned into the game, they were down 10-0 already.
Yeah.
I just left church, had the kids, got in the car, turned on 610. Texans down 10-0. I said, what the heck happened? Interception, fumble. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, and then they kept scoring. And now, granted, special teams laid an egg in a way that they never do. But
I got to comment on that. They've been bad the last few weeks.
Listen, what if the reason why this was big is because this had all the makings, at least early, of being like the wheels fall off game, where it's like 6 days out. Petrie's out. They 3-5. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat you last time. Like the fan base is beleaguered, and it had all the makings of like, well, and we were talking about it. We said, hey, and listen, I had a person trying to troll and trying to clip a lot of my posts. I stand on what I said then, and I still two things can be true. And listen, and no one can say on Jacksonville's side, well, Hunter was out and these guys out. We had Davis Mills.
Mm-hmm.
We had Davis Mills, all of 5-19-1 as a starter, right?
Yeah.
Had been benched for Kyle Allen, Davis Mills. And he came out there and listen, I felt like we had a real chance when it was the fourth quarter and we scored that touchdown. And I said, we might be able to do if the defense can just hold,
Mm-hmm.
just possession after possession, whether it was Woody scoring a touchdown, Higgins getting him one, and I forget the one before Davis Mills' rushing touchdown.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was Dalton Schultz, right? But it's just anyway. I'm gonna shut up now. But basically, like,
No. It was. Yeah, it was no, it was Higgins then Schultz, if I'm not mistaken.
right, it was Higgins, Schultz, and then finished
Mhm.
with Mills, I believe.
Yeah.
But still, though, it just you started to believe because you saw Jacksonville collapsing, and you just told yourself, just one more
Mm-hmm.
time. And the fact that not only did we come back, it took Davis Mills taking us from like the 10-yard line
Mm-hmm.
and converting over and over and over. Bro, I asked a question to for Jeremy Chugs, I believe, for Texans chat or Texans today on YouTube. I
Mm-hmm.
said, how did you feel when they had those two false start penalties at the goal line? Because I said, oh well, there's the Texans. Oh, and Davis Mills said, get on my back. I got this. And not only did he run it in, he ran, and if you see it, he started one hand in the ball
Mm-hmm.
and and then
Yeah,
got
dove
in.
in there, man. Slid on in there.
So I feel like Davis Mills has kind of slowly joined that TJ Yates category, that kind of like, all right, Mills, you good. Like in your own way, you good in Houston. That's but that's neither here nor there. All that to say, I don't want to hear from Jacksonville today, not ever, because you losing Travis Hunter and BTJ. We didn't have our starting quarterback, our starting star defensive back,
We were missing two offensive linemen,
everybody.
our starting safety. We lost our safety
Right.
during the game. So we were down multiple players. So
Half our O
um,
line was gone,
yeah.
defensive back, quarterback. So I don't want to hear it. You got to be by Davis Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So there you go.
Frank, I look, I appreciate you, brother, but ain't no way that doggone Davis. You saying Davis Mills and Daniel Jones,
Nah.
and Daniel Jones is not great, but Davis Mills ain't even Daniel Jones. So
Right.
we not even going down that route. If you want to say Davis Mills in the right situation, the right situation ain't Houston. Um, but anyways, man, like I'm gonna say this. Go ahead. I'm gonna say this. You know, they look. It's been bad for a minute with Davis Mills and trying to figure this whole team out and what they're capable of and what they're going to do. But we got to get out of the romanticizing phase. Yes, Davis Mills did an amazing job bringing us in the comeback, but Davis Mills can also screw this game up against the Titans. Davis Mills can go out there and throw 3 or 4 interceptions, and we lose to the lowly Titans who's trying to tank to get the number 1 overall pick. Hold on, what Larry Payne said Mills on wheels, just got to pocket
That's,
protect, just got to protect the ball and
that's
let the
it.
defense win the game. I mean, it's easier said than done, Doc Payton. We saw what the hell Davis Mills did on the first drive of the game. Like the first drive of the game, he just bloop, and then again, I'll say this. People don't realize that you had 3 receivers in that game, 2 receivers and a tight end, 6'4" and taller. Nico Collins is what 6'4", 6'5".
6'4". Yep.
Jaden Higgins is 6'5".
6'4". Yep.
Dalton Schultz is 6'6". And you overthrew both of those guys, all 3 of those guys, most of the game. Every catch that Jaden Higgins had to make was a jumping catch. Why should a 6'5" guy have to use his full vertical every catch? Why should Dalton Schultz have to jump and use his full vertical to tightrope the sideline, um, in that end zone to make the another, touchdown to bring us even closer? Um, I need us to just relax and just let us get through this game.
Yeah.
Let us get through this game and pray that CJ can make it to the Thursday night football game, which makes me nervous because it's prime time.
Oh,
Um,
that's right.
and Texans don't do well on prime time, and it's at home, so and the fans are gonna be late. So it's gonna be raining. Fans are gonna be late. It's gonna be a mess. So, um, yeah, man, it's a lot going on. But go ahead, man, because the Texans have me just flabbergasted all over the place.
I think right now, man. Look, I go to what D'Amico Ryan said. I want to say 2 days ago on All Access with Mark Vandermeer. Uh, just ordered their candy red Davis Mills jersey. Bro, I told you. I said, hey, man, listen, Mills, TJ Yates, but bro, I say that tongue in cheek because Mills ain't won a playoff game yet. TJ Yates actually did. So, you know,
Hmm.
but there's levels. But no, I mean, look, man, in football, right, two things travel well: a running game and defense.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to not overcoach it, you have both in Woody Marks and the defense. If you don't overcoach it, right?
Mm.
And that's why I go to what D'Amico Ryan said on All Access when he said, like, hey, when Mark asked him about, what are the rookies? What about the rookies? And he said, there's no more rookie labeling, right? Like I made a piece about that. There's no more rookie labeling, right? They're just players now, like Woody. And now we're in week 11 now, right? But still, it's better late than never for you to realize, like, oh, wait, the best players on our team are rookies. Oh, okay, cool. So if you just lean on Woody Marks, and of course, we don't mean like 40 carries, Derrick Henry style, but lean on Woody frequently and often, right? How about we don't take him off the field on third down? I don't want to see Dari on the field on third down. I'm sorry, unless Woody's tired, right?
Hmm.
Lean on Woody, both throwing and running. Let your defense win the game and get Davis Mills. And look, to your point about, why is Nico and Jaden having to sky up and get Coleridge? Um, why they go to sky to get footballs? I'm not gonna lie, low key, I like that. Not for Davis because, again, he overthrows guys all the time. But
Yeah.
these are the perfect pass catchers for those habits. Where it's like, and it also low key gives you an advantage because when you got like a 5'8", 5'9" corner, like
Hmm.
you're asking your 6'4" and above guys to go up and go get it where only they can. So there is some fluky benefit in the occasional overthrow. Not all the time, but I guess, and still, but anyway, but listen, don't this is the perfect setup for a trap game. Tennessee is coming off a bye week. Even though they're in contention for the number one overall seed, and they are either near the bottom or the worst at every statistic
Hmm.
where that you can pull. Outside of their secondary, which is I think 16th against the pass, but outside of that, they're worst in the league at almost everything. But it's perfectly set up for them to play spoiler, right?
Yeah.
So it's just again, do the things that work. Lean on what travels well. Don't get overconfident, like you said, about your throwing ability, because listen, Davis Mills plus 40 throws is not ideal, right? And plus a lot of those throws could have been picked had somebody been turned around or something like that. So, you just made some great catches. But all in all, handle business, at least
Hmm.
5-5. Enjoy the at least the 4 day levity of being even for once.
Yeah.
And then
Look, it's something you haven't been at any point since before the season started. Damian Pierce breakout game,
that man, I don't know why.
brother.
No, not at all.
Man, they gonna have to blow up Nissan Stadium if Damian Pierce get action in the backfield. Ain't no way in the world.
That's done.
Yeah, he should have been part of the trade deadline. But it's we're here. This is an easy game to preview when we're talking about the Texans versus the Titans. The Titans again, they really don't have much to speak of on offense or defense. Yeah, put that up. So yeah, I don't think they have the right to overlook any team. They have to prove that they are serious. I agree 100%. And going into my point, is that there was, people saying, "Oh, this may be a trap game for the Texans." I'm like, no, we are the trap game for other teams right now. We're under 500. We have no say so. We have nothing to stand on as far as our record is concerned and where we are as a team. Yes, we have probably the best defense in the NFL, but offensively we are near the bottom. So we have to figure it out. And you can't. You have to take every game by game. Take this Titans game. You can't take them lightly. You got to go in, take care of business. Just take care of business. As this title of this episode is, just take care of business. Go and do what you're supposed to do. Beat the lowly Titans who aren't good at anything. They don't have a head coach.
They should be 0-9, but
They
continue.
right. They got lucky. What was that against the Cardinals?
Cardinals, the
Yeah.
flukiest you will ever see.
Yes. So the Titans have a lot. They were sellers. They sold a lot of pieces off during the trade deadline, and before. So you just you know going to Tennessee. This is their Super Bowl because Amy Adams Strunk has a hard on for the Houston Texans for whatever reason. Well, we know the reason because of the crap that went down. But
Mm,
just go in there, beat them, do what you got to do, walk out, and hope C.J. Stroud practices on Monday and Tuesday so that you get them in that Thursday night football game against the Bills. Then that's another test of where you're going with the Texans and what next step you take as far as can you make a realistic playoff push.
mm.
So you get to 500, like you said, Clayton. You get to 500, something we haven't been since the season started. Um, and see where we go on the last 7 games of the season. Can they go 5-2? And realistically, I'm being realistic, including this game, they would have to go 6-2 to realistically make the playoffs.
Hmm.
And that is a tough ask with who's on the schedule. But the Chargers are beatable. The Bills are beatable. The Chiefs are beatable. And then of course you have the Raiders and Cardinals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
again, and the Colts are absolutely beatable. And again, Brandon, I agree with you. Those are your litmus tests. You need to add the Chargers in there too. Those 4 games or 5 games, including the 2 Coast games,
Mhm.
are your litmus tests. So you got to go ahead and take care of business because you got the Chiefs on the road, you got the Colts on the road, and you got the Chargers on the road. So you don't have the luxury of having home field advantage in any of those games. So you got to take care of business and move on. But I don't have any other. You know, I think I talked with Ruben before on Attack on Texans. Hey, the Neil Hunter, he was disappearing the whole season. He showed up last game. Can he have a repeat performance? Can Will Anderson have a multi-sack game? Can
Mhm.
you go ahead and dominate the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball? And take care of business. And can we trust the Houston Texans coaches staff to do right by the offensive line? Can we trust them to not put City So out there or have now that Jared Patterson had a decent game, have a 3 guard rotation
Oh my
between
gosh.
him, Lakin Tomlinson, and Juice Scruggs,
Jeez, man.
rotating out every series.
So gross. I'm
Um,
sorry, that's
yeah.
gross. I
Can,
don't
can the
think.
Houston Texans just do right and put
Gosh.
out a decent starting 5 offensive line and roll with it the rest of the year? If you're going to put Titus Howard at left guard, then that means we're not going to see Lincoln Tomlinson or Juice Scruggs ever again the rest of the season. We shouldn't unless somebody gets hurt. And roll with Trent Brown at right tackle. Now, if Trent Brown gets hurt, then you have the circle, the circus circle again. But please stop with the rotations. Just stick with one line and roll with it the rest of the game. But I can't trust them. I don't know if you can trust them, but I can't trust them right now.
Well, that goes back into why you departed from Bobby Slowick's services.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're here, because you couldn't trust them to pick up a stunt. You couldn't trust them to, adapt and adjust, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the pendulum has swung all the way to the other side, where it's like that's too much adjusting. Where it's like, what other team? I'm not going to say in NFL history, but like in recent memory, rotates offensive linemen on a per drive, per play, whatever the basis is. You rotate. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make sense as a statement. And it's one of those things where I forgot who said this or where the expression comes from, but it's like there's a fine line between genius and like overthinking it. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you're the only team doing something, you could be cutting edge, but there's a reason why sometimes you're the only team doing certain things. And I don't know. I don't want to overtalk this point. It's just
Nah,
like you said. This is why we get
look, chill out.
nervous, huh?
I was speaking to chill out. Go ahead. My bad for
Yeah,
cutting you off.
yeah. I just um, this is why we get nervous because any other team with the number one defense and the offensive players we have, like you're much more confident. We are just like it's a week to week thing, bro. Because we've
Mhm.
seen games where they make strides one week and then come back the next week
And
as
do
if
the exact
last
opposite.
week didn't just happen.
Yeah.
So it's like we're still baby stepping, and it's still again the Bobby Solo point. The same thing happened last year. You can't have a defense that it's so great,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's such a night and day difference from what unit gets on the field to the unit that gets off the field. There's no reason why half of the team looks the way that it does versus what D'Amico got going on, and Matt Burke, credit to him on the defense side of the ball. But if they can listen, if Nick Haley can just continue to grow and advance and stick with what works and without overthinking it, and because your coach said openly what you should do, okay, feature playmakers as much as you can, basically an indirect edict to tell you your job.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
could. You could beat the Tennessee Titans, right?
Yeah.
They're going to probably score because last time you whooped them 26-0, so they're probably going to get one off you. But okay,
They should know. That's on D'Amico.
right, as I'm saying. So, and they got less talent now. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
chill, right? Win the game. And again, for the season, just do what works. That's all. We've been
Yeah.
screaming it all year long. Chubb is not RB1. That's what he marks. You got two 6'4" monsters on the outside at the X and at the Z. Use them. Dalton Schultz should not be the crown jewel of your offense. He's a possession tight end to a certain degree. I'm not going to be disrespectful, but again, you have other talent to use,
Mm-hmm.
possessions and catches with. Use them. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And you'll be
Don't
fine
look. Don't be disrespectful to Dalton Schultz, man. Dalton Schultz has been our most consistent and reliable offensive weapon this whole season.
by circumstance. That's what I said.
Right.
I'm trying to
Not
be
even
careful.
by circumstance. I mean, he's just doing what he's supposed to do as a tight end. Like as his position and as his role, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. So it's like I could see if he was having like, you know, what's his name for the 49ers?
Okay.
George Kittle games or freaking Jason Kelsey game or Travis Kelsey games.
Yeah.
I wish you would have a Jason Kelsey game. That would be amazing. As a blocker.
Yeah.
But it's just the point of like he's not having those type of games. He's just consistent,
Yeah.
which is what he was his first year with CJ Stroud in 2023. He was just consistent
Yep.
and he stepped up blocking wise, and he's been the most consistent, reliable weapon we have on offense. And regardless of if it's a CJ issue or a Nick Caley issue or D'Amico Ryan's issue or a Texans issue, like you can't be one dimensional and say, "Oh, feed the ball to Nico Collins and Jaden Higgins all game long," because one, Jaden Higgins is not proven that he can do that consistently.
Yeah.
Even though he may not have even gotten the opportunity to do so, but he hasn't proven that he's capable of being consistent. Nico Collins has been inconsistent. Even though he hasn't gotten the ball as well, he's been injured. So it's just a multitude of things that are going on with this offense, but don't discredit what Dalton Schultz has been bringing to this offense. So,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know,
No, I listen, when I say by circumstance, I simply mean to your point, the offensive game plan should involve Dalton Schultz. I wanted to. I'm a fan of the tight end position. I believe that many of the NFL dynasties of our time, the Chiefs, Patriots, name your pick, they had an elite or a good to great tight end at the center of it all.
mhm.
Right? I'm just saying if you're going to use Dalton Schultz, don't neglect everything else, right? Like just run a decent offense. I
Yeah.
like seeing Dalton Schultz productive. There's no reason why that was his first touchdown of the year against Jacksonville. There's no reason why that should have happened, but it did, right? So if that means we are breaking these trends and these habits, and we beat the fourth down. We beat the goal line allegations. We beat the 2 point conversion allegations momentarily. Just keep doing that. Like you said, keep stacking consistent days. I hate to use the verbiage to sound cliche.
Mm-hmm.
And if Dalton Schultz's consistency is emblematic of that, hey, then roll with it. Just please don't do what you did against Jacksonville and then be like, see, that's why we should have did blah blah blah, and you throw the whole thing away. I just we don't want to see that. We've seen that 5 different times. And to your point about like, whether or not we make the playoffs, right? This is why you don't waste the games that you do to start the season against the Rams, against the
Mm-hmm.
Bucks, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, against the Broncos. That's where these things come back to bite you. That's why really you've already listen. I had them going 12-5. You don't lost all 5 already. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't have the room anymore to blow winnable games. So
Yeah.
go win them then. If
Yeah.
that's the case, win them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm gonna go because we got one topic we need to touch before we do the
Let's do it.
roundabout. I want to go through these questions. One said, how y'all gonna feel for the rest of the season when we're 6-5 going into Indy? I mean, it gives you a smidget of hope. It's a smidget of hope.
When we go 6-5.
Yeah. Hey, that's confidence there. Chill out. Say we done lost 5 already. You're right. 5 winnable games. Now it's just time to win the next 5 winnable games. Every game has been a winnable game. The Texans haven't been blown out in any game this season. So every game that they've lost has been in one possession game.
I
Every
say
single one. Denver 3. I'll go down the list again. I'll do this every episode. First game you lose by 5. Second game you lose by 1. Third game you lose by 7. The fourth game you lose was against the
Seahawks.
Seahawks and you lost by 8.
8.
Then you lose against the Broncos by 3. So again, one possession games, there was no difference. Then Frank said, "Is the channel back for good?" Yes, it's back. We were on punishment for a week or so, but we're back. And then Brandon is giving his score prediction early. Said his guess is 40-10. The Titans score when the backups are in there in the fourth. It's a possibility. I don't want to give them
Talk
nothing.
about some pick sixes or something because
Yeah,
40.
40 is crazy. Um, I think we scored 40 once, and that was against the Ravens with CJ Stroud playing the whole game. Like,
Right.
if we scored 40 with Davis Mills, man, like, what is
Nah,
really going on?
listen, that's gonna what they call Mills Mafia. They're gonna have a field day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're gonna be insufferable.
Nah, I ain't for it, man. But the Houston Texans do have quite a few injuries. Let me go into that right now. I have quite a few injuries going into this game. Of course, CJ Stroud, the quarterback, is out. We'll touch on that in just a second. Jalen Petrie is out of this game. Kyman Fairbairn is missing another game. Damon Arnett got popped up on the injury report today, and he's out for the game. And then Harrison Bryant is also out for the game, which leads you to believe that either one of Jacob Johnson, who's questionable, or Case Stover, who's questionable, to be returning from the injury reserve to participate in this game. Me, I would hope that it's Case Stover
I
and
hope
not Jacob Johnson or Jacob Johnson. Um,
shoot.
yeah, I mean, we already got British Brooks. Where would you play Jacob? So I don't even know why they even designated him to return. I would have just left him where he was. But going, with the injury report, man, let's talk about the most polarizing topic in Texans Twitter. Um, is that hold on, Larry. So we talked about this a little earlier. We don't know. I can't trust the Texans to do anything. No
Wow.
telling.
That,
Titus Howard may not even start the game, Larry Payton.
for real.
It may be Jared Patterson and freaking Lakin Tomlinson at guard. And keep what's his name? Trent Brown at tackle. We don't know. You asking the question, and we praying and hoping that they do something competent and something right. You can't trust this Texans offensive staff. You can't trust the Miko Ryans when it comes to the offensive staff and putting the right players out there. Yeah, look. You cannot trust him at all. Look, and I'm saying this right now. His name ain't City So. His name is Shitty So. you know. So again, I can't trust him. But again, the polarizing topic is CJ Stroud, who's out another week with another concussion. not another concussion, the same concussion. Um, there's been a lot of debate and talk about. Yeah, you're right. Um,
Man,
but
that man got a family. What?
yeah, hey, but yeah, uh,
That man got a family.
but definitely, man, that's been a polarizing topic on Texas Twitter. You
Um,
had like, what are your thoughts on CJ Stroud and his concussion? Do you think this is a injury that can linger on throughout the Thursday night football game?
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, cool. All right. So I forgot who first mentioned it, whether it was Landry Locker or whomever, but you started seeing, the percolations, if you will, of whether or not CJ might miss Buffalo's game. And at first I thought, okay, well, I mean, he missed.
He ain't lying either.
My goodness, boy, he just, but nah. So that thought finally made his way around. I said, man, it's been 2 weeks. CJ missed in 2023, 2 weeks, from his concussion against the Jets. So I said, okay.
Hmm.
But when I don't know when someone mentioned like him and Petrie weren't even in the practicing stage yet, I was like, oh wow. So he really might be out against Buffalo because the way they made it sound was like he's not even like close to being clear. Him and Petrie both.
Well, I mean, all you need is two practices. So
Well,
if they come back on a simulated practice on Monday, and then they practice on Tuesday, that's two practices, and then they can play
right.
on Thursday.
Well, you know what? Listen, man. We got to be. We have to be mindful, right? These are human beings, right? Um, they have value, right? Again, not to try to make it a one for one of like Marshawn Elam with the Cowboys, but you
Hmm.
know, we want to make sure that being overly protective is better than just throwing it back out there recklessly, right? Having said that, you need the Buffalo game. That is, look, we need every game, but if you can beat Tennessee, Buffalo is right there for the taking Thursday night in Houston. And that's really like, okay, if you can get that game, that really would stamp like, okay, cool. Y'all are on the upswing. You are doing this. It's not a fluke. It's not just against injured teams or bad teams or the Jaguars, right? Trevor Lawrence. Like you are beating some of the teams that you should have been beating in week one. This is kind of who you were supposed to have been coming out of the offseason. It took you a long time to get here, but this is kind of what's formulating now. But all that's in flux if CJ cannot play. And I'm
Right.
sorry, this is where the Davis Mills train kind of stops because look, Jacksonville is one thing, but Buffalo, they're perennial AFC championship contenders, if not Super Bowl dark horses, right? Most seasons.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I you can't fall down 14 or 10 to 14-0 to that team
No, that's a wrap.
and so that's one of those where we got to tread very carefully. I do believe there's a healthy amount of pathway and runway for him and Petrie to get back on the field,
Hmm.
but that's just it's kind of up in air right now. It now my other biggest thing also is just like again I know that it's only his second concussion in 3 years, but still like you do also got to start having a conversation of he's not Tua, right? But it's like, okay, CJ, you got to protect yourself a lot more. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, he's a bit awkward afoot. Um, there's a reason why I get nervous when he tries to run because it's like that's not really his thing. He's more of the statuesque leaning kind of quarterback. Um, but it is what it is. And maybe look, he's smart enough. Maybe he's learned his lesson about sliding late, right? If you're gonna get out there, get out, right? Like
Hmm.
get out. It works both ways, right? So, but outside of that, listen, you asked me about the Buffalo game. I hope he's back. I hope he's back. Get you practices, and hopefully the CJ we saw against 49ers, beginning of Denver Broncos, and watching Davis Mills kind of throw the ball around a little bit now. Maybe we get the best version of CJ this season with some rest. Cool, running from there.
Hmm. So again, I need CJ Stroud to play the game. Um, yeah, I look,
About Tua?
Houston sports fan. The Bills lost to a QB worse than Davis Mills.
About Tua?
Yeah, they got waxed by Tua, man.
Yeah, they did though.
Yeah, they that was embarrassing.
I was like, what the heck was that?
You know what they did? What the Dolphins did? They ran the football.
Mm,
And so, and you got to remember too, Buffalo is missing one of their key defensive pieces
that's true.
in Ed Oliver. So you got to take advantage. I don't want to look too far ahead, but
Yeah,
right now I just need C.J. Stroud. They want to be precautious and everything. I understand, but again, I need people to realize that this is not up to the Houston Texans training staff. This is not up to C.J. Stroud. This is not up to the coaches. This is this is
party.
all up to the third party independent neurologist that is provided by the NFL. So, we gotta take it with a grain of salt. And whenever he's cleared, he's gonna be cleared and good to go. But the narrative that will be swirling if Davis Mills plays against the Bills and we actually win that game, the narrative is gonna be nasty. So I would like to avoid all those type of things. Me personally, CJ Stroud is legitimately hurt, which I
Mm,
said the day of. There are people questioning it, everything like that. But when it's in the doctor's hands and everything like that, you can't put a lot on the player. Like you can fake all you want to, but NFL is cracking down like crazy on concussions, man.
listen, especially after what happened with Dabo in
Yeah.
New York, when this man ran up in the concussion tent
Hmm.
and stuff coming out now about like just yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
mean they basically got Dayball fired.
they got him about it.
So
That was like,
only thing
oh,
that would have saved Dayball if they would have won 2 or 3 games after that, but they didn't win a game after that. So they won a game against the Eagles, and that was their only. That was their second game that they won of the year, and that was it.
yeah,
So Brandon said up to the third party completely. Completely trustworthy NFL decisions. Who said that Stroud did not fumble the basketball? um, but yeah, man. So again, I think we just need to take it day by day. But
yeah.
it gets a little nervous when if Davis Mills missed the Bills game, it'll basically almost be a month
It's
of
my
him not
son.
playing football. Yeah, for CJ
Yeah,
not playing football, to me that's dangerous.
yeah.
That's almost saying that this could be almost a season any type thing. If you have to miss a month with a concussion, like I wouldn't even risk him coming back if it's gonna be like that. You have him get hit again, and next thing you know, boom, that second concussion, he's gonna be out even longer. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's what I was saying. Like, listen, we look. I believe CJ be okay, be smarter with his body, but you don't want to have that. You don't want to have that happen with your quarterback because then that's you
yeah,
right back in the toilet, and we don't want that. So
absolutely. So, we will see. We will see. I do want to take a little side note and promo to use the H Time Rundown on playback. We are not they are. We are going to live stream the Houston Rockets game. It's an NBA Cup game, if I'm not mistaken. They are
red court,
playing, huh?
got the red court.
Yeah, the red court, and they are playing the Portland Trailblazers, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong, Clayton. Um,
I got you. I got
yeah,
you, fam. I got you, fam. Got you.
yeah, they're playing the Portland Trailblazers is at 7 o'clock. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and like
Yeah,
and subscribe to the H Time Rundown on playback, so you can go ahead and catch that game, get your VIP pass, and join Pastor and Coach Dante and all the other fellas as they live stream the game. So definitely check that out. But you know what time it is. We need to give our score predictions, and we also need to go around the NFL. But Clayton, I'm gonna let you go first. What is your schedule? Your not schedule, Jesus. Your score prediction for this game.
for us in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, give me 32-13 Texans.
Mm.
Go 32-13.
Look, I need the Texans to do exactly what they did to them at home. I need this game to be 26 nothing. 26 nothing. nothing. Give me a repeat performance.
After
Shut them out at home. Yeah, I'm not. Look. I'm not giving Davis Mills 30 points. I'm not. 26. If CJ couldn't get 30 on Tennessee, I ain't giving Davis 30 on Tennessee. 26 to nothing is what I got. Give me a repeat. Um, a repeat of that. And Alberto, he said he has 24-10 Houston.
I'm not gonna
Um,
lie. If they listen, bro, if they 26-0 Tennessee again, knowing the owner's history, maybe allegedly, bro, they are
yeah.
listen, they are likely to empty out whoever's left of that staff. I don't know who's left
Yeah. No,
over.
I mean, look,
Listen, it's gonna be
The Titans have a long way to go because I don't think they have the right franchise quarterback. I don't think that Cam Ward is that guy. So we will see. But Juan said 31 nothing. Larry has 23-10. Um, Juan said he'll be hosting the playback. It's Latino night.
bro. What,
Uh,
bro? Listen, speaking of, watch Will Levis go somewhere and ball up. Watch Will Levis go somewhere and have like a Davis, a
yeah.
Daniel Jones kind of run with somebody.
Mm-hmm. I can see it clearly. It's a few teams I got on my list. I can see
Steelers,
him. I can see him going to
Steelers.
Minnesota. No, I don't want to say the Steelers. I'm gonna say Minnesota.
Mm.
Um, I can see him in Arizona.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could,
You
yeah.
know. So, but let's go down this slate. We already saw the Thursday night debacle with the Jets in New England. We got Washington and Miami. In London. I think it's in London or I think it's
Ooh,
in because
no,
it's at
yeah,
8:30 in
no.
the morning.
London is is it Brazil? Because the London games are done.
It is where is it at?
Let me see.
Doesn't say.
Let me see. I got you. Yeah, 8:30. They will be in
Santiago, yeah, it
Madrid.
gotta be Brazil, Madrid.
They're going to Madrid. Yeah,
Yeah,
Estadio is Santiago Bernabeu. Bernabeu.
yeah. So
Madrid.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's 8:30 in the morning, so Central Time. So y'all make sure what you got on this game. They're both 3-7. Miami had that blowout win against the Bills. Washington is struggling. Who you got?
Tolabo. You know what? Give me Washington in the
Mm,
surprise, somewhat upset.
yeah, I'm gonna go Miami. Miami will pull this out. Two will find a way again. Give them some hope. Then you got the Chargers and Jaguars. Yeah,
Chargers. Give me Chargers.
yeah. Give me Chargers as well. Then you got the another semi toilet bowl in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Cincinnati ain't got nothing to give. Green Bay and New York. Is
Giants.
this,
Oh, yeah, Giants.
yeah,
Yes.
they fired Dayball and they're starting Jameis.
And who they got again? You said who?
Green Bay. They're playing in New York though.
Got you. Shit, you know what? Give me the Giants, man.
Yeah, I feel the same way. You got JMO, starting, and they fired the coach. Whenever you fire a coach, the team always seems like they turn around and win the next game.
Yeah.
You got
Actually, been looking kind of fraudulent too. So
yeah. So next game is Chicago, Minnesota.
Chicago.
The Bears.
Yeah.
Next game, another good one. You got Tampa Bay and Buffalo in Buffalo.
Mm, mm.
I'm gonna have to go Buffalo because Tampa Bay is dealing with some injuries, man. So
Ah, I'm gonna go Tampa Bay because I think Buffalo might still be a little leery from that whooping in against Miami. So
yeah.
I go Tampa.
Yeah. Next game we got Carolina and Atlanta. Battle for the AFC South. I mean NFC South. Jesus.
Yeah,
Um, who you got?
I got Falcons.
Yeah, I got Falcons too. They at home.
That
Um,
defense.
yeah, I had hope for Carolina, but I'm looking at it right now. They had a chance to take down the Colts last week. I think if Michael Penix can just be not be a Black Davis Mills, they can win the game. Um, the next game you got San Francisco, Arizona with Brock Purdy returning.
San Francisco. That's gonna get ugly. That's gonna be
Yeah,
like
that's an easy one. Then you got
40.
I think this is the game of the week though. This next one is gonna be Seattle at Los Angeles.
Mm,
So both of them 7-2. Um, I
mm.
think it's gonna be a damn good game. I really think that the Rams pull this out. Seattle may have a chance, but not may have a chance. They have absolutely have a chance to win this game. But I'm gonna take Los Angeles. Yeah, one got the Rams as well. One you said Arizona? Yeah, nah, brother.
And Purdy coming back. Ricky Pearsall too. Yeah,
Yeah, nah, Arizona getting waxed, brother. But no. So who you got with Seattle and the Rams?
I feel like I'm being the contrarian today.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Seahawks and that top ranked rush defense. I think that D line is going to give the Rams trouble. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
without over explaining it, I just give me Seattle.
Okay. Another good game. You got Kansas City and Denver. I already know where you're going with this.
Kansas City. Listen, for agenda purposes, I
Yeah.
need Kansas City to win. I got the repost ready to go. I haven't reposted it yet. I I left it alone. I said I won't say a single word.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Mahomes is done with the belt,
Mm.
lick. Look, listen. I've been drugged for two. Really, it's died out now. I got drugged about a half a week for daring to say Denver is on fraud watch. Like anybody else, it's something about Broncos country. I'm like,
That's
wow, bro. I didn't know it was like this, right? But we'll
yeah.
see. I need to see Bo Nix. I need to see the whole thing for agenda purposes. I'm rocking with the Chiefs.
Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs as well. Even though it's in Denver,
And
but
I know I don't need close either. I'm sorry. I don't want close. I need by 2-3 scores.
yeah,
I need about 2-3 scores.
we gonna see, man. Denver's defense is good, but yeah, I think Kansas City
Mm,
can put it on
barbecue.
them. So
And J.K. Dobbins not playing. He might be out for the season, by the way. So
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
you can rock with RJ Harvey all you want to, and try to score in the fourth quarter if you want to. Mm, 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 mm.
They're
Mm.
good. They're good. They're good.
Yeah,
Then you got the Ravens and the Browns. I got Ravens and Lamar's back.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I looked at the Ravens schedule. They may run off 5 or 6 or 7. They may
Hey,
run off
for
five,
real,
six, 7 games.
for real
So, and they may end up winning that division, going away. So,
right?
give me Baltimore as well. Then you got Detroit and Philadelphia. That's gonna be another good one
Give me Detroit.
in Philly. Yeah, give me Detroit as well. Philly can't. I don't know what's going on with Philly offensively, but they got a lot of problems and issues over there, so they got to figure that out. Then a toilet bowl, Dallas Cowboys and the Raiders. Give me the Cowboys. They're mourning the death of what is it, Keelan?
Marshawn Elam.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me the Cowboys to win that game. And they
See,
made some good moves at the trade deadline, so I'm not
listen,
even.
they got Quentin Williams,
Yeah,
Logan Wilson.
yeah,
Bro,
they trying to say they can turn it around.
you could have just kept Micah for all that, but okay, whatever. Um, I was gonna say Raiders before you said that. Um, yeah, I go Cowboys.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of the slate because they play on Monday Night Football,
Yeah.
and then the Detroit was Sunday Night Football. So yeah, that's the slate of games, man. Um, y'all make sure that y'all join us on playback on Sunday and watch the game. For those that aren't able to watch it, this will be a source for you to watch the game. And if not, you can come to Pearland. I'll be in Pearland with Ruben and Harley as the Attack on Texans podcast, and Wellhouse Media will be live at Bombshells in Pearland. With a watch party, and then we have Texans legend, or I don't want to call him a legend. I'm sorry, y'all. Amobi Okoye will be in the building along with some other former Texans with his foundation. So y'all make sure that y'all pop in with me, Ruben, and Harley, and Wheelhouse Media. It's gonna be a good time, man, and watch the Texans whoop up on some Tennessee Titans. It's gonna be a good day. Yeah, Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark side by side is nasty.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. So again, y'all check us out on playback. Y'all check me and Harley and Ruben out at Bombshells. Again, the Houston Texans should win this game going away. We
Mhm.
should enjoy another victory Tuesday going into the next week. So, with that being said, um, appreciate y'all. We will see y'all when we see y'all. Bullock. What about Bullock? It's the second time you done brought up Bullock. What about him?
I haven't heard nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Ain't nothing about Bullock.
Man, I need to see a pick six, man. I need to see a Texans pick six. We haven't seen one of those since what, last season? I think.
Yeah, we probably ain't gonna see one this game. We'll see.
I need to see one.
Um,
I need specifically Bullock. Speaking of him, I need him to run one back.
I need him to just make the tackle. Can he just make a tackle?
That is true.
So
Disgusting.
let's accomplish one thing at a time. But again, appreciate y'all. This is your boy AD with my co-host Clayton, man. We will see y'all on the next episode, man. Peace.
He's out.